is that basically MMA fans are very toxic.
Well, I mean, I would say not a week goes by where somebody doesn't talk to me about mentioning a custody battle on live television, right? So certainly there are things that we're judged by every utterance, but it's much harder being the professional athlete and being the actual man in the arena. And I feel like I've been a resource for a lot of fighters. Joe Pyfer, Bruno Silva. I think they feel like there's a certain approachability there, and I'm certainly happy to be able to provide that service. But, you know, Tony Ferguson's a very special case for me, and not just because of our lightweight conversation, but just based upon the context of his winning streak and what it meant at 155 pounds. And it ties into Gamrot a little bit and just how hard it is to make the walk and fight for the undisputed UFC lightweight championship. And Tony Ferguson never did that, which is just systematically insane. Now, I have no pull when it comes to the UFC Hall of Fame, but I would lose my job, popping veins out of my neck to try to state his case, even though he didn't win the ultimate prize, and I've had a front row seat for it. And I love hearing you, as one of his former opponents, refer to him as an all-time great because, I hope he'll still be acknowledged as such.
Well, I trained with Habib for years. I was actually one of his main training partners, getting him ready for the Tony Ferguson fight on those multiple occasions that never came to fruition. But it's hard to look past Tony Ferguson and be like, hey, he's good here. And even though I shared the cage with him, I knew he was good before that. I knew that he was someone that he had a chin on him. He had a beard on him. He could take a shot, but he was also very crafty on the ground, very creative on the feet. And when you're dealing with someone who has that amount of cardio and conditioning and is willing to walk through your shots, and if you do take them down, understands, I don't need to stay here, but I can stay here. Those are the ones that give you the biggest problems. And I'm on the fence a little bit about the Hall of Fame, but I'm also right there saying he is one of the greats.
Yeah,
especially in the toughest weight class ever. That's the thing. That's the hardest part, is to do what he did in the toughest weight class in the sport.
Yeah, I mean, the Hall of Fame is tricky. We have the four wings. We do the best I can. I've hosted it for like 13 years, but it is certainly imperfect, right? Because it would seem as though Jim Miller's work is going to be acknowledged in the Hall of Fame. And if Jim Miller gets into the modern era wing of the Hall of Fame and Tony Ferguson does not, that would not appear to make any sort of
Tony Ferguson deserves to be in the UFC's Hall of Fame.
Well, then we riot.
Not a doubt. We're